What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. It's the beginning of 2023, which means it is the poker income video for 2022, wrapping a nice little bow on one of the most successful years I've ever had in my life in poker. And before we get into the results, I've always done this. I've always had a poker income video at the end of every single year, and I've been playing poker full-time-ish, or whatever you want to call it, for 3.5 years now. Since the very beginning, I've always tracked it. So before making you guys having to go back to the different years and recap the numbers, in 2019, my very first 3-4 months of playing poker while I was a senior in college, I made $24,285 playing 1-2 live. Followed that next year, 2020, I put in some serious volume and I ended up making $36,145. That does not count my online WSOP bracelet win of over $165,000. So shout out to tournaments, shout out to the bank. I was able to make a good chunk, and last year, 2021, I ended up making a total of $210,028 through everything in poker. So that was like live cash. I won a Venetian tournament, so 6 figures back-to-back years, and this year... This year, we'll get into it, but it's all because of tournaments, honestly. The past 2 years, I've had really big scores. And this year, you haven't heard, I ended off the year of 2022 with a really, really large bank. And before we get into it, I do want to say I have really big plans for this upcoming year of 2023. I'm playing a lot more tournaments, and I'm going to be putting a lot of effort and time into playing some bigger stuff. And in January, we're starting right off the bat hot with some really, really big tournaments going on. You'll see these tournament buy-ins get really expensive. I have almost over $1 million as my max budget of buy-ins for just January alone. Obviously, I can't cover all that, so I'm working with a website called StakeKings.com. They're an online hosting platform that allows players to stake themselves and sell action, whether it be cash games and tournaments, and I've got some really exciting stuff that I'm putting on as a package for you guys who want to be involved, if you want to sweat, and honestly, if you want to be part of the vlog, I really do appreciate it because these buy-ins add up. So in the middle of January, PokerGo is hosting their PokerGo Cup, and I'm going to be playing a majority of those tournaments. They range from $10,000 buy-ins to a $50,000 buy-in, and they're essentially like the same player pool and similar structure to Poker Masters. I won one of those tournaments, so I'm going to be playing them. Like I said, there's a lot of them. There's like almost 8 or 10 tournaments in total, and all at a minimum of $10,000. I'm selling some action. I'm selling 20% of the 10Ks, and then there's a 15K. There's a 225Ks I'm selling more action of, and if things go really well, there's a 50K to wrap things up. All if I accumulate in points, then, you know, I can kind of compete for the Poker Cup trophy. So that's what's going on. I'm selling action on StakeKings for that. First and foremost, if you want to grab a piece, I'm selling small bits of the $10,000 buy-in. So if you want a small piece, first come, first serve, there'll be a link in the description below. Secondly, at the end of January, very, very big event. It's the PCA Bahamas event, and there's going to be some really big buy-ins. It's like Poker Christmas for the tournament players. There's going to be a 50K buy-in, 25K buy-in, some bigger stuff that I'm going to be selling on as well. If the field looks soft, it looks good, and I have enough money and action sold, I might hop into it. So that's later down the line. But those packages are also available on StakeKings as well if you just scroll down my player list. And I'm excited for a very fun month of poker to start the year. We're going to start off really hot. And yeah, so shout out to StakeKings. If you want to buy some action, want to be part of the vlog, want to just support, have a fun little sweat, you can literally buy for $10, $50, $1,000 if you really want. However much action and of a piece of a sweat you want, you can. For most of the buy-ins, I'm not really selling it a markup, and if I am selling a markup, it's a very, very small one at that. So that's my little announcement before we get into it, because you'll see that tournament buy-ins add up a shit ton, and I'm going to be start staking and selling action a little bit more, just being a little bit more responsible with my bankroll, and also getting you guys involved would be really fun as well. So if I can win, you guys can win along with me, and I think that's a huge win-win. So without further ado, let's get into the income. All right, I'm on an app called Poker Income. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking. I think next year I'm actually going to be using Google Sheets. I think that's a little bit better in terms of separating everything and whatever. I might use a different app next year, but this currently I'm using is called Poker Income. So let's go into the cash games first. I don't know which one you want me to go through, but both numbers are kind of ridiculous. Cash games. I have won a profit total of $361,964. That is the number. It's a high number. It's higher than anything I've ever had done before. Mainly because I played a lot of Hustler, so that helps a lot. You can just look at all the numbers here. I played 354 hours of live cash games this year. I played 95 total sessions. I cashed in 57 of them. I've tipped almost $11,000, which is relatively high. Variance is high. We'll look at location. Hustler being the first one. Of course, I won the most of it in because I've had some really big sessions. Granted, I had some really bad sessions. 89 hours at Hustler. The home game, I won $79,000 in. That's a mix of high stakes and low stakes home games. I played at the bike, 9 hours. I played on the live stream once. Resorts World, I play a lot in. If I had to play a public game on Vegas on the Strip, then it'll be at Resorts World. I won small. Everything is pretty small compared to the Hustler number, of course, because that's where all the biggest games are. But you can scroll down the list. Throughout the year, I've played in a handful of places. And we'll look at where I lost. WSOP, that's at Bally's. One small, there's some other random stuff because I did the bankroll challenge, but lost at MGM Grand, lost at this random place called Big Easy, Coconut Creek, whatever. Hate that place. Hard Rock Hollywood, got absolutely whacked. Every time I play Hard Rock Hollywood, I just get absolutely destroyed. It happens, I guess. Borgata, I played that one session or two sessions, got destroyed as well. Boston Harbor Encore didn't go great. Morongo was one very, very bad session. Sinesta was a bad session. Played for 2 hours and lost $4,000. We'll go over the graph because that's something I really wanted to talk about. This is the graph of the year. I started off the year okay. You can see. Whatever. I'm like break even, and then I go on this ridiculous... not a downswing. I just lost the two massive sessions at Hustler, and I was buried. And I guess I'm really proud of the fact that I was able to climb out of it somehow. Granted, I play a very high variance style. Look at that stupid uptick. Anyways, when I was down here, I felt really, really bad. I didn't know how I was ever going to crawl out of that downhole and swing because I was down like almost $150,000. But I don't know. I'm just glad I battled back. The year is very long. This all happened like in January, February, March, something like that. And luckily I got more opportunities to play higher stakes. And obviously when you win $230,000, that big session, that went really well. You can see I didn't really put a whole lot of cash game volume in, to be quite honest with you. But this is my graph of the live cash games. So I just wanted to point out that I started off the year quite miserably. Anyways, we'll go by monthly. We can also just look at how many hours I played each month too. December, didn't play any cash. Like I said, I'm playing a lot of tournaments, so you'll see a lot more hourly, a higher hour amount there. But yeah, March was the brutal one. March was the one I lost $130,000 in. That was the Hustler stream versus Garrett. That one sucked. Anyways, I was able to bounce back, and these swings are kind of ridiculous because every month I swing tens of thousands of dollars. April plus 20, May plus 35, June plus 16. July I came back to Hustler. I assume, I don't know what the hell I did in July in cash games, but I made $153,000. Oh, July was sick. I don't remember what July was now. I don't know. August was bad. I played at Hard Rock, and I played on stream, and I got whacked. So August, I lost $70,000. You swing. The way I play, I swing a lot, and it's kind of ridiculous. September didn't play much volume, right? 18 hours plus $5,000. October was ridiculous. November, you lose again. You win some, you lose some. It happens. We'll go by the game. I've been playing a lot of 50, 100, 200, it seems like. That's where the bulk of the winnings have come from. I've played 42 hours of that, essentially. And they total up to almost over $200,000 in winnings, which is high. We can look at the dollar per hour per stake. It's all relative to like the games I'm playing in because they're like deep stacked, really, really deep stacked games, especially on Hustler. So yeah, that's my year in cash games. I lost $21,000 in 25, 50, 100. As you can see, I don't play a whole lot of 5, 10, 2, 5, 1, 3. I played 1, 3 for the bankroll challenge. I Really don't know why I've played 510. I'm trying to lean towards out of playing those stakes, and it's just not as fun compared to like anything compared to the Hustler games. It's just like insane. So really grateful to be able to play on Hustler. Grateful to have been able to run good. Grateful you guys watched the video. So that's my cash game, highest I ever had, $360,000. Let's go to tournaments, because that number is even more insane. I have profited $659,000. Yes, that is the number. I have played over 500 hours in tournaments. I have fired 178 live bullets. I've cashed in 28 of them. I've tipped over $7,000. This is a number that you should really care about. The buy-ins. The buy-ins this year were $647,000. It is so stupid, so high. And I ended up winning like $1.3 million. So you can see on my Henin Mob or something like that, where I cashed for 1.3, 1.2 million. And yeah, I had a really rough August too, a really rough summer. So we can look at the month. I mean, it's kind of insane. January, February, March. March was nice little win of $50,000 here, but you just lose all the time. April, June, July, August, pain. Just not allowed to win. September, I luckily won the Poker Masters event. And in December, I won almost $900,000 in a 25K buy-in. But like I said, these buy-ins add up significantly. Short deck, I won a satellite, which is funny. Here by location, I literally, I wish I could show you guys how many bullets I bricked at the win. It's actually insane. Like how many times I've cashed. Obviously, the win comes up on top because that was where the 25K buy-in tournament that I won was. That video is coming up very, very soon, by the way. So I'm excited to have that. And everything else is red. Welcome to tournaments. We'll go through the session charts. Oh my god, it's brutal. It's just like straight downward graph to hell. And then Poker Masters happened, where I literally did not break even. Not in the black at all. After my Poker Masters win of $197,000. That's how deep in the hole I was. I win a tournament and I'm not even broke even. So that's always funny. It's funny when that happens. I won the Poker Masters event and everyone's like congratulating me and now I'm having a great year, you think. Psych? Psych, I didn't have a great year at all. I will say these buy-in numbers are a little bit skewed because I have sold a little bit of action. They don't really determine everything. They don't like sway one way or another significantly, but I did sell action and not a ton of it, to be quite honest with you. Definitely not close to $100,000 worth, so it wasn't super significant amounts, but that's it. It's a little bit inaccurate off of like maybe 5% or something. Anyways, that's what happens in the tournament world. So yeah, welcome to tournaments. It's just ridiculous, and I guess we'll go over the full total report because that happened. Profit loss. 7 figures. 7 freaking figures. What do you want me to say? An incredible year. Honestly, I got bailed out from that last tournament that I won, of course, for $800,000. Almost an insane amount of money. Anyways, this is what happens when you bet on yourself. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And I got lucky at the end of the year. Over $1 million in profit is insane. And looking forward to riding it out next year. Tipped a decent amount, and we can go over the total session chart per tournament. You can see like just down here is just like insane. I was kind of going through hell for a while, and then of course I win in Hustler, hence this really massive uptick. I actually was green for the year. This initial uptick right after this 200. This is the Poker Masters win. So I was actually up on the year in poker. Finally, I was not winning for a long time, and then win the Poker Masters, win the Hustler game, and then win the freaking, this is an absurd one, win the 25K. Gave some back at the end of the year, of course, as you should, because I'm a nice person, because I decided to fire more tournaments, and that happens. So that's the poker income stuff. I can't click this X. Anyways, I have one last thing to show you guys, and it's just to keep myself accountable. So I've actually created a sheet. I'm starting this next year. I'm going to be doing this all next year. I started this in September because I was playing a lot of online volume on WSOP, Club GG, random sites that like don't have a good tracking system of how you're doing in tournaments. So I wanted to track it near the back half of the year. I don't have anything recorded from January to September, but I was playing substantial volume and I'm keeping track. So I'm going to do this next year. I'll be more on top of it, but you can see from September onward, I had an average buy-in online of $450. I fired 204 total bullets, total buy-ins of $92,000 online. This is not counting other websites like GG or the rigged one. Those are easily tracked online on SharkScope if you wanted to see. Those aren't pretty, by the way. Anyways, yeah, from September onward, this is like including Club GG, Poker Bros, random crap, and mainly WSOP online. $92,000 in buy-ins, and I cashed for 142,000, give or take, let's say. And I was able to have an ROI of 21%. So that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Absolute incredible record year in poker for me. And thanks for sticking along. Here's to a great 2023 and hoping to start things off hot with the Poker Go Cup and PCA. So if you want more action, click the link in the description below. Shout out to StakeKings. Thank you for watching. The big wins are coming up soon in terms of videos, so I'm excited. But thank you for all the support. 2022 was fucking awesome.